Zombies, am I right? While we can't yet confirm reports that they are in your head, there are certainly a ton of them on Xbox Game Pass, and a variety of fun ways to mow them down in a guilt-free massacre, and with Dying Light 2 Stay Human heading onto the Xbox store very soon indeed, you'll want to get your practice in. Whether you're looking to scrap it out with the undead at the end of the world, or just watch them square off against a bunch of sunflowers, Game Pass has just about every sort of zombie experience you could possibly ask for.
The thing about zombies is that they can either be terrifying stalkers or slapstick punchbags, depending on which way the game wants to play things. Back 4 Blood provides a nice mixture of the two, sending plenty of nightmarish creatures your way, but making sure you always have a friend or two on hand to relieve the tension. In this co-op shooter, you and up to 3 buddies play as a group of highly skilled, highly armed specialists, wading directly into the zombie horde. And if you're playing on Xbox Series X, you'll also be equipped with 4K and 60 FPS, so those slack-jawed losers don't stand a chance. Back 4 Blood was also one of the many major releases to go straight to Xbox Game Pass last year, and you'd better believe there's plenty more where that came from. So for all of the latest on 2022's Day 1 titles, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell.
A common thread you'll notice from this video is that clobbering great hordes of zombies is super fun, especially when you get to do it with your friends, and World War Z is another co-op shooter that delivers on those tag team thrills. Fighting round the globe like you're Mr. Worldwide, World War Z has you battling through Tokyo, Marseille, New York, Jerusalem, and a host of other locations that would no doubt be absolutely breathtaking if they weren't crawling with creatures determined to take your ability to breathe away. Saber Interactive's third-person shooter features a variety of classes for you to pick from, so whether you want to get up close and personal as a slasher or blow the enemy to bits as a Hellraiser, World War Z has got you covered.
Look, there was no way Zombie Army 4 Dead War wasn't going on this list. It's got zombie right there in the title. More importantly though, it's another amazing option if you want to tag in a few friends and go re-dead a bunch of walking corpses in explosive style. It's set in an alternate 1946 where things have played out in a pretty mixed way. While Adolf Hitler has been banished directly to hell, he has left an entire army of reanimated corpses behind to continue terrorizing the earth. Fortunately, this supernaturally tinted version of history also gives you all sorts of hilarious weapons to batter the bad guys with, like the electric fist, the incendiary throwing axe, and the triple-barreled shotgun, so you'll soon have them goose-stepping back into their graves. Since it received a lovely new next-gen update last year, Xbox Series X and S players tear into the undead menace in style, splattering their guts across the screen in smooth 60 FPS on the Series S, and even hitting the dizzying heights of 120 FPS on the Series X.
A whole lot of our modern obsession with the undead can be traced to the hit TV series The Walking Dead and its various spin-offs like Fear the Walking Dead, Dread the Walking Dead, experience mild trepidation at even the abstract idea of The Walking Dead, and so on. And thanks to Telltale Games' signature brand of narrative gaming, the franchise has also taken over the gaming world with 4 separate seasons of Walking Dead adventures available on Xbox Game Pass. Each one spins out a tale set in its zombie-infested world, allowing you to make key decisions along the way. Naturally, many of those decisions come with serious consequences, and not always in the way you would expect, so choose wisely if you want all your faves to make it to the end. If you hunger for achievements the way zombies lust after brains, the Walking Dead titles are also absolute treasure troves, as they only take a few hours to complete, and you'll scoop up each game's full gamer score just for sticking around until the end.
As much as we love it, The Walking Dead's universe is kind of a gloomy place, so let's brighten things back up again with a more colourful take on the idea of brain-munching revenants, Plants vs. Zombies. Thanks to the EA Play subscription that comes packaged in with your Xbox Game Pass Ultimate membership and the endless array of classic games which backwards compatibility adds, you can dive into the original Plants vs. Zombies as well as both Garden Warfare games and Battle for Neighborville. Blending the high-paced strategizing with the pinpoint action of a third-person shooter, the Plants vs. Zombie games mix rock-solid gameplay with charming visuals and a wacky sense of humor to provide zombie-blasting good time where you won't feel like the world is ending.
Rather than taking the zombies head-on as you do in games like Zombie Army 4 or running panically away from them like in Resident Evil, the State of Decay games are essentially about how you learn to stop worrying and love the zombie pandemic, or at the very least, to live with it. Both games drop you down into an open world where resources are scarce, survivors are scarcer, and zombies are unfortunately in strong supply. First things first, you're going to want to find somewhere to bed down, fortifying it as best you can. Once you've set up shop, you can start venturing out to gather resources and recruit other survivors to come hang with you. The stronger you become, the further you can safely wander. The second game has also been optimized for next-gen consoles, so Xbox Series X and S gamers can enjoy a fluid 60 FPS as they sneak around the game's zombie-infested world. State of Decay 2 even took a trip back to the setting of the first game, Trumbull Valley, with last year's Homecoming update. Although I'd recommend against getting too comfortable, it might feel like coming home, but the place is still overrun with flesh-eating monsters, you know? Best of all, the highly anticipated third State of Decay game should be arriving sometime in the near future, and it will be dropping straight onto Xbox Game Pass as a day one release.
You really can't talk about zombie games without talking about the legendary survival horror series Resident Evil. And while the moldy monsters of Biohazard aren't exactly zombies, they're also not exactly not zombies, so we're calling them zombies. Deal with it. The seventh game in the Resident Evil series takes its long-suffering hero Ethan Winters to an exceptionally creepy plantation in search of his wife, who he quickly finds. Although sadly, she has become infected with a psychotropic mold that gives people superpowers, while also making them somewhat insane. The whole plantation is awash with dead folks whose lifeless corpses has been taken over by this decidedly not fun fungi, turning them into terrifying undead creatures known as the Molded. And whether you're willing to classify them as zombies or not, you can expect to find them stalking you all through Biohazard's spine-tingling adventure. So be prepared.
Yeah, okay, so Minecraft isn't the first game you think of when somebody says the word zombie, but those slobbering rascals are certainly an important part of this blocky blockbuster. While Minecraft has exploded into a whole world unto itself where players have achieved insane things like building perfect models of the Taj Mahal, not to mention all the crazy stuff you can get up to once you add in mods that involve everything from spaceships to buildings made of candy. With both the Java and Bedrock versions available on PC Game Pass, you can tailor your Minecraft experience however you like. But it all began with a satisfyingly simple game loop in which you mined and crafted your way through the daytime so that you'd have somewhere safe to hunker down when night fell and the zombies began to roam. If it weren't for those damn zombies, we might never have built anything, so when you think about it, we really owe them all a thank you. Although, if you're not feeling all that grateful, you can also head over to Minecraft Dungeons, where you'll find plenty of the undead suckers ready and waiting for you to hack them to pieces. Oh, and we'd be remiss not to mention how satisfying it is to reduce them to a pile of clammy blocks in 120 FPS on the Xbox Series X. And if you ever do begin to get tired wailing on the undead, not that we ever do, you'll find Minecraft Dungeons is constantly keeping things fresh with new updates, DLC, and seasonal adventures like the Cloudy Climb.
Now, since you're not a zombie, you don't just have to slavishly follow after us with your mouth hanging open. Get on Xbox Game Pass for yourself and see what title tickles your necromancy fancy. Be sure to let us know in the comments what your favourite zombie slaying game turns out to be, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for all the latest Xbox news, undead and otherwise. Bye!